All right, we're gonna be watching Medicare, who is playing Anna. This is Diamond 3 on PC on Midtown. Looking for a VOD review. First one, looking to really start improving. This is a loss. The game was relatively close, and I definitely feel that I played unwell. My heals in comparison were weaker, but I'm trying to implement better off angles and do more damage. Every time I peeked, I was getting headshotted by Hanzo. I could have switched heroes as I can play 4. The support's pretty well, but I love Anna. Please take a look. But yeah, give me all the feedback you want, and I do recognize I played poorly, and it's my fault we lost. Maybe suggesting an area to work better in. Thanks so much. So we're not going to watch too much of this game, probably like the first few minutes, because I think I can pretty much point out all the areas of improvement off the start. I think the general things that are going on here are, well, actually, let's start with the Hanzo part, because that's the part that some folks might find interesting. I'm going to talk through why you die to the Hanzo. So a lot of people are like, oh, Hanzo's so random, I just die like randomly to one shots. And like that can happen, but like 90% of the time when you die to Hanzo, it's like your fault. Like there's something you could have done differently to avoid dying to that. And usually it's that you stand still, or you peek from the same angle over and over again, or you peek somewhere that he's already looking, or you're slowed or scoped, or something along those lines. Right? Hanzos are not typically like hitting people 50 meters away who are like actively dodging. That is not a thing that generally happens, right? And I'm sure everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, but that happened to me once. Sure, but like over the course of a game, Hanzos are not hitting that all the time. If they are, then they're gonna be in GM, right? Not GM, Hanzos don't even hit that. So it's because, look, you're like standing still, or you're scoped, or you're just continually peeking the exact same angle that he's looking at. Like those are the reasons that you die. And if you play other tactical shooters like Counter-Strike, Valorant, etc., you learn how to play against snipers specifically, right? People with like the AWPs, I can't remember what it is in Valorant. But you learn to play against like these one shots, and like how do you play and counter them is a really, really important skill when you're playing against the Widows, the Hanzos, and some of the Ashes of the world. Anyway, so that's kind of number one, is we're going to talk through why you died to Hanzo and what you could have done differently. Number two, we're going to talk about your general mechanics, right, which also going to include like abilities, cooldown usage, etc. And number three, we're going to talk about your positioning, right, and in particular your lack of urgency and how that contributes to losing fights. So we're going to do all that within the first 4-ish minutes of the game. So we're going to start here. You decide to take an off angle. This is okay. I would note that this is somewhat dangerous until you know what the enemy lineup is. So if the enemy lineup has, for example, a Widow, and she comes around the corner, a very common place is she's going to check angles one at a time, right? She's like, anybody there, anybody there, anybody there, anybody there, anybody there. And if she's looking, right, while slowly walking around the corner and she sees you, bam, you instantly die. So I would be careful here, right? Before I know, because the first 15 seconds of the game, you don't know what their lineup is, I would be a little careful here until I know exactly what they've got, right? So you see Genji, but that doesn't mean a Widow isn't about to walk in right now and kill you. So now I'm going to track shots. So that was your first shot. It missed. So you're 0 for 1. 0 for 2. Alright, you hit a shot, but it's on the tank, which is very low value. You really want to go for a squishy, but you're going to try to go for squishies. But we'll count that hit. So you're 1 for 3. 1 for 4. 1 for 5. 1 for 6. 1 for 7. 1 for 8. You just missed 8 shots in a row. Or rather, sorry, 7 out of 8 shots, but your 8th shot's on a tank, so like almost no value. If you're going to off angle, you need to hit shots. And like, I know everybody like loves talking about Awkward these days, and obviously Awkward is a great player, and I think his advice is useful to people. But one of the biggest problems I have with Awkward's advice is if you don't have the mechanical skill to do it, you're not going to get necessarily better value, because it's way easier typically for most supports to hit teammates than it is to hit allies, because your healing dart on allies has a larger hitbox than it is for enemies. Plus, your allies are not trying to dodge you while enemies are. So you need to keep that in mind. I'm not saying don't do this, but I'm saying if you are going to do this, you need to hit shots. Going 1 for 8 when they're more or less running in a straight line at you is, quite frankly, unacceptable. Like, you have given up a very, very, like, you could be playing safe, right? You could be playing like over here where you're like super safe, right? Back here, over here, right? Even over here. There's lots of angles that are quite safe, but instead, you're playing from a fairly dangerous position, right? You're clearly off here on your own. Genji could just dive in right now, for example. You're playing in a dangerous position, right? That you could potentially die, and in exchange for that, you have a better angle to kill enemies, or at least deal damage, apply pressure. But you're not getting that which means that you're playing now a bad position and you got nothing for it, or dangerous position, you got nothing for it. Because quite frankly, you should be dead right now. There's almost no way for you to get away right now if they just step. Literally, the Hog just walks forward right now, you die here, right? Hog, Genji, between the two of them, one of them is going to kill you before you can get away right now, because you're actually at 86 health. So I want to highlight here, throwing that grenade was recklessly dangerous. So at 86 health, your priority should be stay alive, not damage the enemy. This nade lands. Is this Baptiste in danger of dying? No. He's way behind cover. There's nobody else who can see him except for the soldier. He also has lamp. He could literally just throw a lamp in the corner here, and it's impossible for him to die, because no one can shoot the lamp. So this grenade gives you almost no value, right? Nearly zero value. Comparatively, you are at 36 right now, health right now, which means a body shot from, even a partially charged body shot from the Hanzo, or 2 shurikens from the Genji, or 2 bullets from the Baptiste, or just the Hog left click kills you right now. This is recklessly dangerous to throw that grenade. And you're going to try to live by just walking away through this doorway. And thankfully, your teammate, or rather the enemies, can't aim, because this is a trivially easy kill right now. Right now, very, very lucky, because if I was a Baptiste, I would keep looking for that, because the Hog's not in danger, right? There's no reason for the Baptiste to heal. I would have just hopped on this cab and killed you right now. Or, if I was the enemy Genji, I have no idea why the Genji does not read the fact that you are, like, crazy injured here. And, like, he can see you right now and should be targeting you. Not, like, these heroes over here that are all clumped together, but, like, right now he can see you over and over and over again. Again, at any moment in time, just throw a couple shurikens and you die, which completely throws the fight. So everything you did here was very wrong, other than maybe playing the off angle. But if you're going to play the off angle, you got to land shots, and you got to know when to back off from the off angle, and you got to use the grenades to keep yourself alive if you take too much damage. So other than that, like, everything here basically went wrong. Okay, so we've rotated back, so that was the correct call. You immediately start trying to peek again. I think that you need to be very careful here, because the Hanzo is always a threat to one-shot you. So as long as the Hanzo isn't looking at you, you can challenge. Hanzo's looking at me, I need to stop scoping, because when I'm scoping, I'm dramatically slowed. I'm slowed by like half speed, which makes it really easy for him to headshot you. So that was a very, very, very close to killing you right now. So let's see just how close that shot is. Right? You jump out, he sees you right now, by the way. I would note that he would see me. I would know, clock in my head when I came out. If I can see the Hanzo and he's looking in this direction, I will be on his screen, which means it's very likely next shot will be at me. He snaps, he looks. So let's see just how close this arrow is to killing you. Extremely close, right? It is on target, it's slightly too high. If you were a taller hero, you would be dead right now. But you don't seem to know that. Like, you weren't dodging at all. Like, that arrow came at you before you started dodging. That's what you need to think about when you're playing against snipers, right? Frankly, it's all heroes, but snipers especially, because you get punished the most for it, is, are they looking at me? If they're looking at me, can they outdamage me? If they can outdamage me, why am I taking this fight? So, for example, if that was a Reaper, do that all you want. The Reaper's gonna do like 10 damage per shot at that range. Who cares? Yeah, poke him down. But if it's an Ashe, if it's a Widow, if it's a Hanzo, if it's a Kiriko, right? I need to be way more careful trying to take that fight. Or even like a Soldier, right? Soldier could kill you really quickly from that range, right? Right click and like a couple headshots and you die. So that, like, thought process doesn't seem to click at all here when I'm watching this, right? I see you're like, oh, look, I'm quote unquote at an off angle. My job is to damage according to awkward or however you feel. Then I'm gonna damage. But you think, like, who am I damaging? Like, are they favored in this trade? If they're favored in the trade, I don't want to take that fight. Like, why would I fight a hero that can kill me in 1 hit if I can have to kill them in 3 hits? That seems like inherently unfair. Like, imagine, a 1v1 FPS game where, an arena shooter where we're fighting against each other and they kill me in 1 hit and I kill them in 3. Does that seem balanced? No, there's no way. They could, like, literally, I have to be 3 times as good as they are in order to win that fight. That's the same perspective you need to have as, frankly, all heroes, but especially as Ana, is why am I taking this duel? If they can kill me faster than I can kill them, I don't want to take the duel. There's something else that I could do better. For example, I could rotate here, I could heal up my Doom, so my Doom can apply pressure. I could fight at an angle if the Hanzo isn't aware. I can poke other members of the team. I could wait for the Hanzo to look elsewhere and take 1 quick shot and go back. You have many, many options that are not take the straight fight with the Hanzo. And we're going to see this be a huge problem for you later on. So, you can see enemy or friendly health bars. I hope so, right? If you don't have it on, turn it on in the settings. But your Doom is missing 150 health. Your Genji and your Soldier are full health. Why are you healing your Genji right now? This is really bad. Like, this might not seem a big deal. It's a big deal. An extra 75 health to your Doom allows him to do more stuff sooner and apply pressure and stop them from walking through. But you're wasting your time healing a Genji who's not even injured. Like, stuff like that is just really inefficient, right? And it adds up over the course of a fight. So, we have been, nobody's applying pressure to the Roadhog, right? Roadhog's got in, which is still fine. Like, the Doom could still kill the backline and we can still win this fight. But I've recognized, look, the Roadhog is here. This is incredibly dangerous. So, I have a couple options. Number one, I could sleep the Roadhog and then rotate. Number two, I could save sleep for when he hooks somebody, right? That way I can save somebody, and I can play here. Because if I play this pillar right now, it's going to be hard for him to get a clean hook at me, and he's going to keep rotating deeper and deeper onto the point. That's quite frankly what I would do here, because trying to get back to this doorway is really hard in an open space, right? Like this. So, why was this easy? Why was this easy for the Roadhog to get the kill? So watch you right here, okay? You running in a straight line, bam, and he hooks you. It's like that easy, right? At all levels of play, this is a very easy hook, and you should be dead right now, except for the fact that your Life Weaver saves you. And you don't want your Life Weaver to need to save you, right? That forces out grip, which means that he can't use it on somebody else. This is not so good. And you could have avoided this by simply playing at the pillar, and if he hooks the Life Weaver, great, you sleep him. Life Weaver's got more base health anyway, right? Then you sleep him, then, nade him when other people engage on him, and you're good, right? Don't be the one who gets hooked. That's indicative that you're the problem here, right? You should not be getting hooked by Roadhog, like, ever. So, now, back to sense of urgency, right? So we've naded him, right? We're here, we're fighting. You have 12 out of 15 ammo. You are full health. Where are you going? You are obsessed with, now I need to get to the doorway. But the thing is, the period of danger is over. When that Roadhog was over here, at this point, yes, this was extreme danger. If you could have gone to this doorway safely, it would have been the correct call. But now, 5 seconds later, the danger is over, right? Because you've already been hooked, which means the Roadhog doesn't have hook available, which means he is now zero threat to you. Right? He's like literally no threat to you right now. He's as dangerous as a Mercy is right now to you. So this is your opportunity for, now I get to help my team. I get to heal them. I get to damage the enemy, right? You could go after the Baptiste here. You could help kill Lamp. You could shoot the Hanzo. You could shoot the Genji, right? Shooting Genji would actually be a huge play, right? There's so many things that you could be doing right now. Is that what you do? No. You just literally reload and then book it to this doorway. But you didn't need to do that. Like, these seconds matter. These are how fights are won or lost, where people are making the right decisions when the fight is committed. And the enemy team is very much committed. Like, they're in right now at this point in time. So, alright, you heal up the Life Weaver, that's the right call. I don't think it was intentional, we'll take it. So, you're also holding sleep that whole time. You could have popped it at any moment, but you didn't have to either. I think either one is fine. I would definitely have popped sleep right here on the hook. Right there, I would have popped sleep, right, to shut down the Roadhog. But now you pop sleep, but now's the lowest value time for popping sleep. Because think about it, who am I sleeping now? The Roadhog? Well, the Roadhog's already backing up by the time you throw this sleep. A. B, even if you sleep him, right, you could see your Doomfist is punching, so he's going to wake him. But even ignoring those two things, even if you do sleep the Roadhog and he does not get woken up, no, he's not going to die here. He's so far away and you don't have grenade anymore. This is a super low value sleep. It's not going to help you at all. But if you slept, for example, the Hanzo, that would have given you value. If you slept the Baptiste, that would give you value. These things, these actions you take, do not help you win games. Right? Or fights. Let's focus on fights, right? Because when you win enough fights, you win a game. So when you're winning a fight, every action you take increases your chances of winning, right? If fight is, assume it's 50-50 at the beginning, right? 50% chance of winning. Every action you take makes that win percentage go up, or go down, or stay the same. When you make good plays, it goes up. When you make bad plays, it goes down. Every wasted cooldown, every wasted dart, every wasted rotation makes your chances of winning lower and lower and lower until you usually lose the fight. Now, right now, the fight is still going on right now, okay? Your soldier has died, and you've heard it on the left side, right? You would have heard/seen your soldier die. And what do you do right now? Well, you still got 9 shots. You got plenty of time to try to help, like do something over here. You're out of hook range, right? The hog can't hook you from this far away, so you're good. But instead, you rotate over here and you reload again. But what's the point? The soldier's already dead, right? Genji's rotated back, and now your team has given up all this space. Like, you could have been here applying pressure to the Genji or the Kiriko or literally anything here. But now, like, you're stuck in this corner, you're afraid to peek, and you should be peeking, right? Because dying right now is fine. Like, if you gotta die, like, they're gonna cap the point. So you should be fighting to contest and try to, like, turn this fight around. It's only a 4v5. It's definitely winnable. Like, not a good chance, but, like, there is some chance to win here. You need to be applying pressure, but you're so scared, right? You're constantly reloading with a ton of ammo. You need to be, like, you could have shot the Baptiste here. Like, right there, you could shoot the Kiriko, you could shoot the Baptiste, right? You could be throwing a grenade. Like, anything, literally anything right now would help your team win. But you do so little right now to try to win the game, and it's really hard to watch because your team's not getting any support from you whatsoever. And then when you finally throw nade, like, the Genji's sitting in this doorway the whole time. Like, I read this deflect a mile away. If you ever see Genji, who is a fairly squishy hero, standing in front of a doorway looking at you, with all your team here, he is going to deflect, right? You are a Diamond 3 player. You have fought hundreds, if not thousands of Genjis. You should look at this and be, he is going to deflect me. I should just shoot one dart, force the deflect, and then nade his feet right next to him. Not close enough, though, it's going to deflect, right? Nade his feet or wait for him to leave the doorway and then throw the nade. Throwing the nade right now is throwing. This is throwing. And you should have known that. Like, all the things that I just said do not require, like, GM level game sense. You should see, hey, look, like, I'm standing here, Genji just literally walks in a straight line to me, like, he's gonna deflect. Otherwise, he would die. So, that's the stuff that you need to be aware of. So you just leave your tank out to dry, and we move on to the next fight. Okay, so, we're setting up for the next fight. I agree with the decision to fall back at that point, right? Obviously, at that point, the fight was not winnable. You guys gave up way too much space, which a big part of that's you. So you decide to rotate up here. Okay, fine. Number one priority is the Genji here. Your Junker Queen's unlikely to die. I would probably focus the Genji first. Yep. All right, you hit a shot. Okay, he dashed away. That's fine. Hanzo's here. I've clocked. Hanzo is here. I am in grave danger right now. I should not be scoping. I should not be trying to heal my team. I should be purely focused on trying to AD straight, moving perpendicular to his aim to make it as hard as possible while unscoped shooting him to deter him from trying to kill me so I can rotate to a different, better angle. Right? So, we'll note right now is that you walk in a straight line. See? Oh my god, that arrow was so close to killing you. So, you'll notice, you see you just walk in a straight line. Like, over and over and over again. You need to be like, oh shoot, Hanzo here? Like, now, start strafing, right? Make it difficult for him to land that headshot and then get away, while simultaneously shooting unscoped darts at him. It's like a very basic aspect to dueling one-shot heroes, especially one-shot heroes with a projectile shot. I will link also my support my guide to, like, for supports against snipers, because I think it would be very helpful for you to understand, like, the concept of peeking and like taking those fights and how to avoid getting killed by them. All right, I think it's a good nade, but even after this nade goes off, right, you throw this nade. I would also note that I'd be careful about playing this angle. I think I'd probably rotate to here now, because Hanzo at any time could pop up and then immediately one-shot me. So I don't really want to play here. I want to actually play here, because this glass will protect you from Hanzo. But anyway, you throw the nade. You should immediately scope and shoot right now, or unscope and shoot, whatever. But you see this pause right there? It's a long time until you fire that shot in. Your APM, actions per minute, are quite low. Like, you're having trouble keeping up with the speed of the game and, like, trying to maximize the value that you can provide. You kind of throw a nade and you're like, I wonder if this nade's gonna land. Oh, nade landed. I guess I should do something right now. That is way too slow. If you want to get it to Masters Plus, you need to act much faster. You throw the nade, I immediately shoot. Whether or not it lands or not, I'm shooting, right? Shoot as fast as you possibly can to just constantly be hammering in darts. Every dart you land, damage or healing, helps you win, right? So you want to maximize the number of darts that you can get out. There's so many times where I lose games as Ana where I'm like, look, if I could get 2 more darts in, I would have won this fight. That's how quickly, or how close fights can be. We're literally 2 darts, which is a lot, right? It's like roughly 70 damage, 70 healing. 2 darts can completely flip, like, whether or not you win a fight. All right, I see the Hanzo jump up again. I have to respect the fact that the Hanzo is here, especially since the Hanzo's been aiming for me the whole time. I am a slow target, especially when you scope. You scope a ton, by the way. You really shouldn't scope as much. But I am a slow target. I'm sitting in the exact same spot the whole time. I need to think, hey, the Hanzo may be trying to kill me. Also, he fired Sonic at you. I don't know if you realized that or not, but there's now a sound and visual cue for it that makes it more obvious. But the Hanzo, I'm sure, can see you right now, which makes it even easier because he can pre-line up the shot. So you're scoping, again, not respecting the Hanzo at all, right? So Genji's up here, Hanzo's up here, he just nails you with a body shot, you can hit some shurikens, and you're forced to rotate. You should be dead right now. At higher ranks, you are 100% dead right now. This is a very easy kill. It got super close to headshotting you. Like, you just don't seem to recognize how much danger you're in at all. And it's crazy to me that you just don't feel the threat here of the Hanzo. Again, you see where your life weaver is? This is the correct spot to be playing right now, because then you don't have to worry about getting killed by the Hanzo, right? The Hanzo's not going to kill you from this angle. It's like physically impossible unless he gets up here and then maybe tries to jump over the top. So here is safe, right? Or if you wanted to off angle, this spot over here is actually okay as well, because the Hanzo doesn't have a clean shot at you. If the Hanzo drops here, you can rotate again. But you are consistently putting yourself in danger for basically no value. So Soldier dies to one shot, not your fault, nothing you can do about that. I would be very careful about scoping right now, because both the Genji and the Hanzo can actually do a lot of damage to you while scoping. But Genji's in, so you're good. I see the Hanzo, I must rotate here. I must get to cover, because if the Hanzo's walking behind this cart, and he just looks at me, right, steps back, looks at me, he can also pop me right now. So this spot, much stronger, much safer. You're hard scoping right now, yeah. So, you get one tapped by the Hanzo, finally. Why did we get one tapped by the Hanzo? Well, remember, you've been playing the exact same spot the whole time, and we've already noted this is a vulnerable spot. So, Hanzo's gonna come up here. Let's see, is this a hard shot? Like, does he have to hit you while you're actively dodging or evading or doing anything? He comes up, you are basically stationary right now, because you're scoped. Like, you see how slowly you're moving? It's so easy for him, right? If you think this is hard now, fighting against Diamond Hanzos, it will be so much harder when you get to Masters. Even a Masters 5 Hanzo would obliterate this Hanzo. Like, all those shots that you saw the Hanzo, like, barely missing you, Masters Hanzos will hit all of them. They'll hit all of them, and you'll be dead so fast. You'll die over and over and over and over again to this, because you're simply not respecting the Hanzo's, like, baseline aim. This is not a difficult shot. This is a very standard, like, hey, look, you're practically stationary because you're scoped. You're not dodging against him. You're focused on another target. Easy headshot. Again, if you were here, you don't even worry about dodging. But if you're gonna be out here, don't hold scope, right? Only stay unscoped until you confirm that the Hanzo's not a problem. Maybe take one quick scope shot and immediately start moving. Maybe jump scope. Jumping in general is not a good idea, but like if you need to buy yourself like a half second, it can be valuable. But all the mechanics here are wrong. Alright, so we're rotating back, going here for next fight. Soldier's gonna get pulled in, nothing you do about that. So, Dragon Queen's flagging that she has nano. You're looking at the off angle. This sleep dart is pretty far off. So what's happening here mechanically is you're strafing to the right and you overcompensate by also moving your crosser to the right. I do this too, but to a lesser extent. So the hog's actually on target right now, so you can just pop sleep and you're good, but you strafe to the right and snap to the right and you go off. There's a bunch of reasons for this, like why you might be doing this, but I just want to note it because it's like a fairly common mistake. All right, you nade in. So I've already noted there is a Hanzo up here. You must see, like the Roadhog here is like realistically not gonna die. The Hanzo up here is killable, but he can also kill me. I need to stop challenging angles where the Hanzo can see me. Again, he kills me in one hit. I kill him in 3 hits. Why do I take this fight over and over again? Comparatively, I could be standing like over here, right? And I can help my team, I can apply a little damage, right? That's fine, right? Or this spot where your life weaver's playing like correct spots pretty consistently. I could be playing over here, right? These are fine. So I could even rotate over to here, potentially, right? Make it very difficult for him to land a shot here, right? Because I'm going to be going up and down the stairs, so like it's extra hard because my head level changes. I could be playing over here. Why do I always keep scoping in spots where he can see me? Like, you see? This arrow kills you if you are out there again. And you're like, okay, cool. You rotate. Finally. Good. So, Genji comes out. You're going to pop Nano here. I think this is an okay Nano. He's like pretty far away from the enemy, but luckily the enemy doesn't react to this. So he gets Nanoed and he's going to come in. This Hanzo's like, wait, what? It's an okay Nano. I don't love it. I would prefer that you time it better with the Genji like engaging or popping Blade, because the enemy team has a lot of time to react to this. But I think at this level, it's fine, right? And you certainly need to do something soon in order to win this fight. So nade's good. I mean, obviously it doesn't hit squishies, but like it's an understandable nade. I think this is a fine throw. Genji's here on your right, so you have to deal with him right away. Or is that what's happening? No. Your peripheral vision, like what you're watching at the sides, like outside of your crosshair, is quite poor. You're generally like not thinking like who's on the edges of my screen that I need to be aware of. Because the whole time I'm clocking, this Genji is my problem, not the Roadhog. The Roadhog is basically full health. He has damage mitigation. He has a support there. The Roadhog's not going to die. This Genji, though, is both killable, A, and B, a danger to me. Like, he can kill me right now with shurikens. So I need to know, as soon as he hits me with 2 shurikens, I instantly die. Right? 2 shurikens is going to do 51 damage, and then he does his dash one-shot combo, and I instantly die. Like, literally a quarter of a second from then, I'm dead. So, you need to respect this Genji. Is that what's happening? No, you don't notice him, you don't try to poke him, you don't try to dodge, nothing. And now the Genji dives into you, he pops Blade, which is totally unnecessary, right? But, very lucky that Life Weaver grips you out of this, but he's going to kill over there. You should be dead right now, by the way. He did not need Blade to kill you. He could just straight up killed you with just regular shurikens. And you're extremely lucky that your teammates save you. Alright, so we're going to go to the end of the next fight, or next death. So, we come here. We've clocked where the Hanzo is. Hanzo's playing the same spot he always is. Somewhere over here, right? It's either here or here. And you might think, okay, what can I do? Again, you can't play this angle. You can't play this angle. You can't play this angle. You can play here is safe, here is safe, here is safe, right? Those are the safe angles from where Hanzo is. You cannot challenge him from this angle. Again, he kills you in one hit. You just saw the arrow go by your head. That is like considering that your warning shot for do not peek this angle again. What are you going to do? You're going to think about it. Okay, that second shot, and you'll note that he fired it before. You also saw Sonic, right? We just saw Sonic right there. Just don't cross this gap. Or you can jump over the gap if you absolutely have to, but like this is reckless to try to just walk through this. Like the arrows are so close to killing you over and over again. You're like, okay, fine. This is not a spot, okay? You go back to the same spot that he's been looking at over and over again. Hanzo sees you again. Another arrow that nearly kills you. By the way, you're doing literally nothing right now. You're not shooting any darts. You're not throwing grenades. You're not throwing any sleeps. You're not applying any pressure. You don't have LOS to your team. You're like wandering around and you're like, I have no idea what to do. You could just literally sit here. Sitting here right now is fine, right? You can apply damage. Oh, Roadhog's gonna hook me? Great. Break the hook, right? You could apply pressure here. You could rotate back to here. You could rotate back to here, right? You could rotate back to here. Like, you're a sniper, right? You can play really long ranges. Like, playing back here, perfectly fine. It's really hard for Hanzo to hit a shot this far away, and he doesn't have LOS of it. Right? There's so many spots to play, but you're, like, trying to force that doorway repeatedly. Okay, so you rotate. Hanzo gets killed. Nothing you do about that. Great. So now we're here. Junker Queen dies instantly. I would note here is that you're unable to save your Junker Queen because you're in a bad position. Like, you took so long to rotate to a reasonable spot that by the time you're in position, the fight is over. You've already lost 2. You're just not doing anything. The difference between you right now and an Ana who is literally sitting in spawn is very little. Because what did you do over the last, like, 15 plus seconds? Right? From the second that you walked up here. Right? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, finally, I don't even know if that heal dart landed. But it's like 25 seconds goes by before you hit a dart on anyone. Enemy, friendly, whatever. This can't happen. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not exaggerating here. The difference between you and an AFK Ana is like almost nothing. 25 seconds goes by before you even darted anybody, and you darted a tank who instantly died. That's gonna cost you games, right? Like, that type of stuff just can't happen. Just yeah, I mean, I think part of this might be you trying to adapt to trying to off angle, and you're like, oh, I don't really know exactly how to do this, and I get that, but I'm just noting that your impact is like near zero. Hanzo can see me. I've already lost 2 heroes. Most important thing is to not stagger. I just want to get away, right? Just AD strafe, right? Limp strafe. Try to get out of here. Reset with your team. Nothing you can do. There's like no kill possibilities right now, but there's only death possibilities. This is all lose, no win scenario. Just stay out. Stay out. Wait for your tank, right? You got plenty of time to contest again. I'd be careful not to repeat this doorway, right? Again, I don't know where the Hanzo is, so I need to be careful until I see/hear where the Hanzo is. Hanzo gets another kill on the soldier. Okay, I need to respect that. So I tagged the Hanzo, tried to go for the Kiriko, but I saw the Hanzo, and I also shot him, so he knows where I am. I cannot re-peek this doorway. Right? You have zero respect for the enemy DPS whatsoever. Like, you do not think, hey, they can hit the shot, despite the fact that he has hit the shot, like twice on you already, and multiple close misses on you. Like 5+, like near insta-kills on you. Over and over and over again, you are not respecting the enemy DPS's ability to kill you. That is literally what his hero does, is he one-shots people who are not aware of him or try to challenge him from the exact same spot. It is not as easy as it looks. Everyone likes to make fun of Hanzo, like, oh, no skill hero, he just fires giant logs and hits people. That's not the case. Otherwise, Hanzo will be dominating every single game. This Hanzo is A, good, B, you're making it super easy for him by re-peeking the same spots over and over and over again. See? Right now, Hanzo has no idea where you are. You tag him. He hears it. He sees the damage indicator on the left side of the screen. He knows from game sense you have to be either in this room or outside this corner. So if we watch him from here, what's he going to do? Right? He fires that shot. He looks. He clocks where you are. You are scoped. You are basically stationary right now. He fires an arrow through the doorway, and you die. This is not hard. This is not some like super high level smurf that's like messing up your games. This is a very easy shot. You are literally not dodging, and that is why you're going to get killed. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So in summary, right, I think we talked about a bunch of things. I think we talked about, off-angling and the fact that you have to hit shots, right, if you're going to off-angle, especially against squishies, which you don't do for a combination of accuracy / shooting the tank. Ability usage, a little bit, right, around like trying to make sure that you're throwing grenades or using sleeps at the right time, but that wasn't, I think, a focus of this replay review. Number 3, sense of urgency is a huge problem for you. You go long periods without trying to do anything. You're reloading with lots of ammo in the middle of fights instead of trying to do anything. You feel kind of overwhelmed by the moment. Like, you're not trying to get out as much value. Like, every bit of healing, every bit of damage. At times, you're just like, well, I feel pretty stressed right now, so I'm going to reload and jump around a corner. That's not good. That's not helping you at all. And number 4, we specifically covered how to deal with snipers and the fact that you're making it very easy to get killed by the Hanzo over and over and over again. You're repeating the same angles. You don't respect his aim. You don't respect near misses. You're not respecting Sonic Arrow. Like, all these things are getting you killed. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.